This is an iHeart podcast.
Tired of losing weight only to gain it all back? The weight loss experts at SlimRank.com have done the research. SlimRank.com ranks the safest, most effective GLP-1 programs that get and keep the weight off for good. Stop watching the scale go up and down. Go to SlimRank.com and pick America's #1 weight loss program today. SlimRank.com. That's SLIMRANK.com. Your dream body is just a few months away. SlimRank.com.
In 2012, 16-year-old Brian Herrera was gunned down in broad daylight on his way to do homework. No suspects, no witnesses, no justice.
I would ask my husband, do you want me to stop? He was like, no, keep fighting.
After nearly a decade, a breakthrough changed everything. This is Cold Case Files Miami, stories of families who never stopped fighting. Listen to Cold Case Files Miami on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, from Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month we're talking about maritime madams. Whether through scientific study, aquatic exploration, or legendary prowess, they harness the power of the bodies of water that cover our Earth. Today we're going north, far north, into the Arctic. The air is sharp and cold. The ground is frozen. And everything, one's food, one's survival, depends on the sea. But the sea doesn't give freely. It must be respected. Its creatures must be honored. And there's a powerful being who decides whether these sea creatures show themselves to hunters or vanish, leaving families and communities hungry. She's a goddess, but she didn't always possess her immense power over ocean life. She earned it through pain, betrayal, and transformation. Please meet Sedna. Sedna's story comes from Inuit culture, but it varies greatly across different regions and communities. I will tell you one version. Her tale begins in a small Inuit village in the Arctic where she lived with her father. Much to his frustration, Sedna refused to get married. Even though she was of age and many suitors showed interest in her beauty, she always resisted their advances. Some claim that Sedna's disinterest came from being lazy and haughty. Others say she reasoned that she was a good enough hunter on her own and didn't need a man to provide for her. Still others reckon she was simply satisfied with her own company. Regardless, this cycle of refusing suitors continued for a long time. But one day, a new man came to visit her, promising great wealth and comfort if she became his bride. Convinced by his proposal, Sedna agreed to marry him. After the knot was tied, her new husband took her back to his home on a remote island. Once the couple was alone, miles and miles from her home, Sedna made a disturbing discovery. Her so-called husband was actually a bird in disguise. He had deceived her. Because he was a bird, he was not able to hunt and provide her with all the meat and furs he had initially promised. Sedna was aghast at this jarring revelation, but knew she was trapped on the island with no way to leave. She was forced to make the best of her unfortunate situation, spending her days in loneliness and misery. After a long while, Sedna's father came to visit her. He quickly saw how unhappy his daughter was and grew angry at her spouse's trickery. He would not allow her terrible situation to continue, so he killed her deceitful bird husband. He then started paddling back home in his kayak with Sedna in tow. Unfortunately, friends of the felled bird quickly discovered that he'd been killed and set out to avenge his death. They found Sedna and her father bobbing on the ocean's surface and flapped their wings so hard that they summoned a mighty storm. The sea churned violently, and massive waves threatened to sink their boat. Fearing for his life, Sedna's father made a desperate, selfish decision. He threw his daughter overboard. Clinging to the side of the kayak, she begged for help and mercy, but her father, in his panic, cut off her fingers to prevent her from capsizing the boat. As her severed fingers fell into the sea, the top joints transformed into the first fish, the middle joints into the first walruses, and the end joints into the first whales. Eventually, Sedna sank beneath the waves as well. In those murky depths, she became an incredibly powerful spirit, the goddess of the sea. Her home and kingdom became the ocean floor. Other adaptations of the story paint Sedna's father as a more overt villain. In these tellings, he's the one to abandon her on the island, and the animal spirit that initially deceives her is actually the one who keeps her alive. In this version, the father still takes pity on his daughter and comes back to retrieve her, but he also still throws her off of his boat to save himself in the end. Other versions say the bird husband himself is the one who flapped his wings to create the storm that pulled Sedna under the waves. There are also variations of her tale that say Sedna's magical husband was a sled dog instead of a bird. What's generally agreed upon, according to Inuit legend, is that the goddess Sedna now governs all marine life. She's often depicted with a fishtail instead of legs, similar to popular depictions of mermaids from other cultures. She lives in the depths of the oceans, and her emotions directly affect the abundance of sea creatures. When she's content, the waters are bountiful, but when angered, she may cause great storms or withhold the animals, leading to scarcity and hunger. It's necessary to perform rituals to appease the goddess and remain in her favor. For example, if hunters are unable to catch prey for a long period of time, they believe it's because an angry Sedna has ensnared all the underwater animals in her long and tangled hair. In response, a shaman might transform into a fish and travel to Sedna's underwater realm. There, they comb her tangled hair, a task she cannot perform herself due to her missing fingers. Supposedly, this act of care and reverence restores balance and bounty to the sea, ensuring the community's survival. Sedna's story serves as a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness between humans and nature. Her transformation from betrayed daughter to formidable deity continues to be a vital part of Inuit culture. It's a tale that teaches respect for the natural world and the importance of maintaining harmony with it. In the face of climate change and threatened marine ecosystems, the legend of Sedna calls those who depend on the oceans for sustenance to care for and protect it in return. All month, we're talking about maritime madams. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets, with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
In 2012, 16-year-old Brian Herrera was gunned down in broad daylight on his way to do homework. No suspects, no witnesses, no justice.
I would ask my husband, do you want me to stop? He was like, no, keep fighting.
After nearly a decade, a breakthrough changed everything. This is Cold Case Files Miami, stories of families who never stopped fighting. Listen to Cold Case Files Miami on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast.